Okay, good morning. Thank you for joining. So, today we'll be understanding what are agents all about. We'll be understanding why do we need agents within Pega, what are agents, and why do we need agents. Uh, Perfect. So, any idea what are agents, guys? Do you know why do we use agents? Yes, no? Okay, good. So, agents, the purpose of agents is, let's understand it this way. Let us say every at the end of the month, let us say all of us have bank accounts, right? And we do receive notifications about the balance, or if you're using a credit card, you get a report talking about what is the bill for your credit card account. Don't we receive that? Yes. Let us say, like, someone had to, like, end of the month, someone has to send that to you. Do we agree? Like, uh, if the bill has to be, for example, if you have cable connection, back then when we had cable connections, there was a guy who used to come to your home with the bill and say, hey, this is the bill and you have to pay. This is what he used to do. Like, individually he had to visit, but that solution is not scalable. He can't go to 10,000 homes. If 10,000 homes are deployed in an area, he can't go to 10,000 different homes to visit and give them a bill. It's not a solution which is scalable, or practically it's not possible. There's too much you know resources needed to achieve that task. Well, what we can do is, we can send that bill over, like a letter. Even that is not feasible, because today we want to save paper and all that is, like, we want to avoid the usage of paper. Well, they can email that report, yes or no? End of the month exactly at 12 a.m. is when the month ends, like, on 30th or 31st, 12 a.m. the month ends. But exactly at 12 a.m., if someone has to wake up and send a bill to everyone, because he can't send the same bill to all of them, depending upon the kind of package you are using, your name should be there in the bill, and he has to customize that bill and send it to you. Let us say if someone is sending email to 10,000 people, he has to generate 10,000 new different bills. Does it make sense? Does it make sense, guys? 10,000 different bills he has to send, and he has to send it exactly at 12 a.m. of 30th or 31st, which doesn't make sense. It's not something which is feasible, right? It's not something which you can do it, but it's going to take a lot of resources, and it doesn't make sense. It's like, again, doing like repetitive job. But we can automate that. Right? Like, that we can automate, and we can say I will execute an activity which will, like, we have worked on activities in Pega, so I can write an activity which picks up the email ID and picks up the report for corresponding report for that particular operator or that particular customer, and then it will send it across using send email notification activity. I can run that flow. Yes or no? We can do that, but for that, at 12 a.m. someone has to wake up and do that activity. At least to run that activity, he has to remember that every month once he has to go there and run that. Do we agree? All these are, like, drawbacks of use when you have to notify multiple people or multiple parties have to be notified. These are the drawbacks. You can't Someone has to be active there and he has to do it. Well, Pega gives a feature where you don't have to be active. You can just set up something, and then, you know, it is as good as setting an alarm. Previous days, your mom used to wake up, hey, it's 6 a.m., please wake up. If she sleeps off, you're also slept. So to fix that, there was alarm. You could set an alarm. And in that alarm, whenever the time is right, it used to trigger. This alarm, you already set it. You are the master for it because you have set it. You can set it to 6 or 8. You have set an alarm. Similarly, in Pega, we will use something called as agents. Agent is nothing but which will do background processing. What is a background processing task? For example, sending bills end of the month, sending a report to a manager end of the day, or end of the week, or end of the month. These are tasks which are not something a user should be worried about. You should be able to automate it. It's as good as receiving your credit card bill end of the month. Do you think someone is sitting there and sending that bill? No. They have automated the system every month, and he's going to pick up what is your consolidated expenditure, and then he's going to send it across. The system is going to send it across, and this is happening automatically. Why? Because systems today are capable of doing that. The same capability Pega provides through agents. Agents in Pega are nothing but used for background processing. The purpose of agents is to perform background processing. It is happening, it is running, but you won't know. It is running, but you won't know. This is happening in background. So agents we will be using to perform background processing. And how will we perform? Batch wise. For example, if there are like 1 lakh records to be 1 lakh customers to be reached out to, you can't send in one shot. You can't send all that entire record or entire a notification to all those 1 lakh customers in one shot. You will break them into batches, like in small chunks. The 1 lakh can be broken down into 50,000 each, or maybe whatever it is, 10,000, 5,000, whatever is the batch size. We can break them into batch wise and you can send. This is why agents will be used to perform background processing. Could be sending notifications like credit card bills, your utility bills like electricity and stuff like utility bills. All these can be automated, or reports to manager. All these can be automated. Let us see how we can do it using agents. Going back to our Pega environment. So this particular agent's role comes under system admin category, sysadmin category. Under sysadmin category, you will see something called as agents. Just click on that. Under sysadmin category, agents are created under sysadmin category. There is a agents rule. Let's open some sample rule. Let me open Pega Procom. This is one of the Pega's out of the box agent which will be used. We saw the SLA was getting set by default, right? When we specified within Pega that, hey, can you set up a SLA for a certain object or on a certain assignment, the SLA was triggering automatically at this time, at this time, at this time. Yes or no? We saw the SLA was working. Did we see that? From high to low, from medium to high, from normal to medium, it went. This was the agent which was taking care of it. Service level agents. This is one of the out of the box agent. Pega Procom is one of the out of the box. Pega provides this. This is a standard agent provided by Pega. And this, in one agent rule, you can have multiple agents created. See, under Pega Procom, you have multiple agents. What is that? One is for SLA, service level events. This is for whenever you set SLA, this agent gets triggered and it is checking for what SLA rule you have set and when it has to be processed. Every 30 seconds, it is checking. For bulk processing also there is one. That's fine, no problem. We'll try to create one and we'll understand it much in detail. Let's see what class does this roll up under. Control F. PXOBJ class. Rule agent Q is the class where these systems belong to. All the agents belongs to rule agent Q class. Don't have to remember, but just giving you understanding which Q does it come under. One instance can have multiple one agent instance. For example, Pega program is one of the agent instance. It can have multiple agent rules. See, for SLA we have one, for bulk processing we have one, for sending correspondence we have one, for converting PDF from PDF, some other agents. It's like four agents are there. Under one instance, we can have multiple agents. We can add more like this. You can keep adding. Perfect. So all this is handled like, there is a master agent called system pulse that is going to handle, that is going to tell these agents, hey, wake up, you have this task to be done. System pulse is a master agent. Nothing but like, there is a master who is going to ask slaves to keep doing the task. That's what it is. This Pega handles this. This is a master agent which is always there. It's a master and slave setup. A master will be there under whom it's like, if you go to a shop, there will be a owner, and then under him there will be shopkeepers, like the servants who will be working. He'll be asking them to, like, get this, get this, get this, get this. All the agents we create are like, slaves of that master. That master is there. You don't need to know, it's already there. Pega takes care of handling it. You know but this is a agent rule. We'll also create one agent rule and see how exactly we can monitor. You know, like we said, it belongs to a rule agent queue class. Perfect. So there are multiple agent types. If you expand here, you will see the modes are advanced, standard, and legacy. Standard agents are something like SLA, something which is standard, which comes with period, a specific period, and a interval, like that. We'll try to create advanced agents. These are standard agents. There is something called a legacy also. No one uses it. It's like previous, in the older versions they were using it. Don't need to worry about that. Just understand that these are something which is used to perform some background processing. We'll do some and we'll understand it much better. Don't worry. Okay, let's create a agent to send. Let us say we want to send out some notification because we already worked on email. We can send out some notifications to uh, let us say a party. We want to send out some notifications every 30 seconds. We want to send some notification to a party. Let us see how we can implement that. Let us go to my work class, and I want to create an agent. What category does the agent come under, guys? Sysadmin. Perfect. I do have a sysadmin category because we already created, I think, DSS and declare index yesterday, right? That's why we already have sysadmin category. Let me right click on sysadmin and say create and pick agent. Right click on sysadmin category and create agent. All I want to do is I want to be able to send an email notification every 30 seconds on a particular case. Maybe they want to know what is happening on a given case. I want to be able to send a notification. Okay. To do that, I have to create a agent here. But inside a agent, if you see, when you go back to existing agents, let us say program. Let us say this is the first agent which they have created, SLA. What do you have inside this? What is it doing? What is it doing, guys? It is actually calling a activity. If you expand, if you see, it is doing is calling a activity, and so they're passing a class and they're telling execute this activity at this pattern, in this pattern, periodic every 30 second. They are, we have asked, or Pega has asked, you know this agent to execute this activity. This activity, what it is doing, it is doing some processing, like we do some processing in activities. It is doing some processing. So what does this mean is, when we are trying to create an agent, we will need an activity where we will be performing our processing. Does it make sense? Every agent you create will require an activity under which you will be performing your processing. Does it make sense, guys? Yes, no. Every agent we create, we will need an activity. So let's first create an activity where we'll be performing sending email sort of operation. Again, activity rolls up under technical category. Yes or no? If you open send email one, you will see that we have done, we have sent email notification using this activity. We'll not use this. We'll create another activity based similarly looking another activity. Let us right click on my work class, create an activity. Activity we have already created, something which we have done before, we are trying to do again. Let us see what we are going to pass here. We call it advanced agent activity. Create and open. So all I want to do here is send an email notification. So to do that, I'll call my send email out of the box, send email notification activity. Send email notification. Click on expand. This should give you all the properties. See, are we getting all the properties, guys? Yes, no, are we getting it? Yes, no. Let us say I want to send an email to, I'll put my email for now. Pega world, sorry, I need, I'm sending an email to this guy, and from BPM for business, um, subject is, we'll call it bill notification, just to say, yeah, I will say message. You can add a message, maybe stars. The password, I think I have already saved it. Let me pick it up from the DSS records. I'm hard coding here. I'll be changing this, so don't try that password, please. Okay. SMTP host would be smtp.gmail.com. SMTP host, and I think we do have a port as well for SMTP. We did modify that, or maybe I'll leave it blank for now. Make sure you are using SSL. Do we have, okay, yeah, use SSL is something you will have to check just to make sure it goes through. All we are doing here is just setting up an activity to send a notification. That's what it is. So those are some parameters I wanted to set. SMTP host is this guy. Okay, let me pass this also in double quotes so it doesn't take any additional characters. Perfect. And once that is done, you will have to verify if on the security tab we need to be able to invoke this without authentication. So we will disable requires authentication. I don't want to authenticate it, which means that you will have to re-authenticate this before you execute it. Allow invocation from browser is something which I want to check because I'm going to invoke this from the agent activity, from the agent. That is why I want to let the agent execute this. That is why I have to check this particular option. Perfect. Well, with that done, I'll save this activity. Let us see if it lets me save. Enabling invocation should be secured with the project. This is done to ensure that only operators configured. I don't want that. It is forcing me to pick a privilege. Let us see. Uncheck. Let me save this if it lets me save. Okay, it let me save, but I want to allow the like execution without this thing also. Only with proper configured access rules can execute. Access audit. Let me keep it inactive for now. Let us come back to that later. So my activity is ready. What I'm doing is I'm sending a notification using this activity. Okay. And now I want to know how exactly can I do it using an agent. Let us create an agent rule. I have already created that. I just haven't given a name. So I right click on sysadmin category on my app explorer and I'm trying to create a agent. So let me call it, give me some name, ABC agents, let us say. So once I give that, if you see in the previous agent which I saw, there were these three rows were there because I had three agents in that. Now I have created a container to add my agents here. I can add my agents here. Right now there is nothing. All I have done is right click on sysadmin category, click create agent, and then it has given me this. Does it make sense? Yes? No? Perfect. So here I want to call my agent activity. What is that activity? Under my work class, I created a agent activity. Yes or no? Which is advanced agent activity. Do we understand why we needed a activity? Because to specify a agent, you will need a activity. And I'll call this advanced agent activity. I'm doing some advanced operation here is what I'm saying. And here I want to do it. I want to run this every 30 seconds. And this has to be advanced. Make sense, guys? Does it make sense? And here you can also tell run this agent on only one node at a time. This is needed when your application is running on a cluster, in the sense on multiple nodes. We don't have to specify that. We can leave it as it is for now. Just to make sure it's periodic, where you are going to execute it every 30 seconds. Of course, you can choose a category. Right now it is uncategorized. What is that we are trying to do here? We are trying to send a correspondence. So you can categorize them under correspondence. A correspondence agent. Of course, you have to enable this agent. This is by default checked. Sometimes if it is unchecked, you have to check this, enable this agent. and this agent executes every 30 seconds. Click save. All we did here was created one advanced agent where we've told a class and activity which has to be executed every 30 seconds. All we are doing is executing an activity, and we are not doing it, but the agent is doing it. How is it doing it? There is a master agent. As soon as you specify a record here, for example, we specified this particular agent record. As soon as you specify that, the master agent registers this and tells every 30 seconds, it reminds this guy, hey, wake up, you have to execute this. Hey, wake up, you have to execute this every 30 seconds. Like you have to go and run here to be able to run this activity, right? In the same way, there is a master agent which Pega provides, which is called as system pulse, which takes care of executing this activity every 30 seconds. Why? Because we have told it. Does it make sense? Yes? No? Perfect. Very good. So now, once we have chosen that, we also have to specify which access group people can run this. If you don't specify, anyone will be able to run this, you know. So we have to specify which access group people should be able to run this. Right now, the access group which we are using is Alpha Auto Authors, because my current operator belongs to this guy, Alpha Auto Authors, the access group, the group to which your operator belongs. Does it make sense? Make sure you check that. Save. Saved it. After saving, now once you are done with this, go to node. Do we see any value here? We saved it and we came to node. Do we see any value? Right now we are seeing no value. As soon as you create an activity, Pega should create a node ID and to which this particular agent is tied. This happens only after this particular agent which we have created is synced with the master. So it takes some time, like 3, 4 or 5 minutes like that. It takes some time. So let us save this, come back and check again once it is done. Let me check in this guy. Perfect. I have checked in. Let us refresh this. After 5 minutes, we should be able to check and see if any value comes in here. See? Do you see this? Previously, this was blank. Yes or no? Now it is telling there is a record here where it is telling, hey, but the node ID is generated under this guy. So what is that ID? We can verify that. Let us first check our email if we have received any notification. Have we received any notification, guys? How many minutes ago? As soon as the agent got registered, the notification started flowing. Every 30 seconds, I want to receive this. Refresh this guy. Every 30 seconds, we want to receive this. That's what we told here. Yes or no? Are we able to understand how background processing works? We didn't do anything. We just initiated an agent. We told the schedule should be every 30 seconds. All we told here was to the master, hey, I want an agent which executes every 30 seconds, which has to be advanced agent. And then what do you want to do as part of that agent? You want to execute this activity. That's what we told. Now it is executing that activity every 30 seconds. Let me refresh this guy. Every 30 seconds, I should be expecting that agent executed and a notification should come. See, is this not what we specified in our activity. Yes or no? Advanced agent notification. It should keep sending me. Let us see if it is moving it to spam or something. Not it. So it's taking some time. That's fine. But this is what it is all about. You will be able to create notification like this and you can send it across. Every 30 seconds it has to send the notification. That's what we have told. To stop that, you can anytime check out this particular agent and then disable it. Well, in production, how will they manage it? How will they handle it? Would be your question, because these agents are inside a developer studio. How will anyone handle these notifications, these agents in production? Could be a very valid question. To do that, they will also ask you how will you manage your agents. So there is something called as admin studio. It's not enabled here. Okay, I have to add it. So okay, I can do that. Okay, there's another way we can do it. So under the same sysadmin category, if we go, there is something called as agent schedule. Are we able to see that? Yes. See, click on this. Once you click on this, you will see that there should be a new agent schedule which got created. See, 10 o'clock at 10 exactly 10 o'clock one agent schedule got created. That is when we created our agent, which is Alpha Auto background processing. Click on this guy. Did we create this agent, guys? Yes? No? You can modify this schedule. You can start and stop this guy. Here you can say disable this, and if you save, no more agents, no more triggers will go. Let us see if we have received more notifications. That's kind of weird. We should have received 3 more notifications. No problem. We'll check that. So every 30 seconds we are trying to send a email here, and I can manage them. Once I have created, I can come to the schedule and I can manage them. Even if I, for example, delete this schedule, Pega should automatically create as one. For example, let me say I delete this. See, this schedule got deleted. Now go back to agent schedule. Refresh this guy. Right now we don't have. If this agent is there, Pega master should automatically recreate a schedule for it. Let us see if that happens. Did we understand how exactly we can create a agent and trigger it? We didn't even trigger it. Pega automatically triggered that. Yes or no? Yes or no, guys? See, if you refresh that, you will have your Alpha Auto agent. By default, you know, this agent is get has to get triggered every 30 seconds is what we have told, and it has a corresponding node ID which got generated. Right now it is not there. Why? Because we deleted it. It should get regenerated in few minutes, like it happened before. It should get generated again. Let me check why I'm not able to see the dev studio. Definition. I forgot where do we add that. I want to show you the app studio as well. Sorry, the no. Where is that? That is why we will be using agents. So today's takeaway is understanding what are agents. These are nothing but, admin studio. So the admin studio was not available. I'm going back to my access group to add the admin studio. Let me save this guy. Okay, and now I should be, no, I'm not getting it. So sometimes even if you add, you won't get it. So all you have to do is log off and log in. Sometimes changes when they don't reflect, even after you save it, a best approach is logging off and logging in, and that should give you your admin studio. Yes or no? Are you able to see that? Perfect. Click on this admin studio. Admin studio is to do administrative tasks. Sending this batch jobs is also administrative task. After the developer has designed the agent, you can use this admin studio to handle those agents. We can go and see here. We can manage them from here as well. See, it is loading. If you see nodes running, queue process running, see there are 79 agents running. Just click on this. We should be able to see what all agents are running. Advanced agent, are we able to see that? Are we able to see our advanced agent here? See, and we can manage. If you see right now, is it running? Running is showing as 0, which means it is not. Is it stopped? Also it is showing 0. Exception, it is telling yes, there is an exception on this. Let's try to see what is the exception. There is an exception on this particular agent. I can open this. See, it will open me in the activity, any of this thing. So I'm assuming, because let us see if the node got generated. See, the node has been generated, and I should also be able to see the agent schedule now. This admin, the agent schedule would also be generated for this particular. See, do we see the agent schedule which got created? We had deleted it. Even if we delete, Pega automatically recreates it because this agent is still active. Does it make sense, guys? Yes? No? Okay, let us see if we have received any notification. Again, no, we haven't received. Looks like the authentication is causing a issue to this guy. No problem. I did receive the first time. Sometimes there is some unusual activity. Of course, this is a personal edition, because of which we'll also see issues. That's fine. That is good. It's happening now, so we can, debug it and understand what exactly is going wrong. But at a high level, or from a agent setting up under the standpoint, we know how we can set up a agent now. Also, we understood how to create an activity and set it up for execution. And we saw there is a agent schedule which gets created whenever we try to run an agent. There are three types of agents: standard, legacy, and advanced. Standard are something, for example, for SLA, we use a standard agent which already comes as part of Pega Procom. Uh, Operations logs. Okay. Let's see what is coming on logs. You can of course trace a agent as well by setting up a delay. That's an advanced topic. We'll not scratch that today. Today, just you have to understand that okay, we can create agents in Pega to perform background processing. Pega rules log is the log which I'll be checking to see if there are any errors. And I see there is a exception. When was this? HTTP, not something which is related to my agent. Let me say only one page is there. Mm, Filter by this guy. Apply. Right? Because the records were filtered, I was not able to understand. So I removed that. Now I want to see if there is anything for my agent. Mhm. Okay. See, are we able to find something with respect to our agent? See, it is telling unable to execute. You lack required execute access on send email notification activity. Disabled due to exception, which means we don't have privilege to run that, which we tried to disable and Pega didn't allow us to do. Let's try again to disable that. If you see on this particular activity, we tried disabling. Uh, it's telling I don't have privilege to run that activity. Yes or no? All we did was we opened this guy under security. It doesn't require authentication. Also allow browser. It's not a this checkbox has to go through, which is not happening. Okay, let me just choose something here. Okay, let me go back to the admin studio and see if I can manage it here. I can perform a operation. For example, I can refresh this guy and see if this particular agent got resolved. Right now it is still in exception stage. I can check this guy and I can say start operation succeeded in all selected nodes. Total nodes. Let me refresh this guy. Still it has not started because the exception is still occurring, I guess. Let us see. Are you guys understanding how exactly we can debug a given issue? For example, agent was not starting here. See, it is telling me clearly you lack permissions to execute this activity, which means I need a special permission to execute that. The first time it was able to execute still though. Yes or no? We saw that notification coming in. Second time it was not able to. After 30 seconds it's trying to execute but it's not happening. Ideally it should, but for some reason it is not going through. We're trying to debug that. But did we understand how exactly a agent can be created and how we can set it up for periodic scheduling? Yes, no, good. Everyone, can you guys respond? Okay, very good. So you will end up with issues like this, which will need a little debugging to understand what exactly is happening with your agent, which we will see. Let us say I want to bypass authentication activity and save and maybe check in this activity. Mm, it's not going through. I think we need to create a separate privilege for it and map it, which I'll check. Don't worry about that. Updated. Web. Okay. Let us check again. If not, that's okay. We didn't understand how exactly this has to be created and how we can manage them. So a lot of things which we covered today. One is how exactly we can create a agent. All that we need for that is a activity using which we'll be able to run it. And also what we saw was how exactly it gets executed and how a notification comes in. We saw the notification went in. Running is what it tells. Let us refresh and see. Wow, it is fixed. Perfect. Let us see if a notification came in on my account. Are we able to see that, guys? Yes? No? See? Two notifications. One just 0 minutes before. Every 30 seconds, I should be able to receive like that. I was able to restart it from here and I saw that if there was issue, it will go into exception now. If not, it should be smoothly sending more. Let us check. If 30 seconds have lapsed, I should be seeing another one in another 30 seconds. 21. Are you able to understand how exactly we can create advanced agent and use it for our application? Yes? No? Very good. I think it went into again exception stage. That's okay. I think we have to work on a privilege for that. We'll see that later. But that was a takeaway from today. Also, we understood how we can use Admin Studio to manage these agents. Yes or no? Once you come here, okay. Once you come into the Admin Studio, you can click on these agents and you can see that. Also, there's a resources category, clicking which you can explore them or know what are those. See, once you click on resources category, there are agents. You can click that and you will be brought to the same screen. That is directly from a dashboard, a link from dashboard. This is from the left palette, how we go to Records Explorer. Like that, you can click on resources and you can come over here. We'll be able to understand how advanced agents are created and how we can trigger them. Yes? No? Yes, very good. So that was a takeaway from today. Thank you. Thank you for today's class and we'll catch up tomorrow. Thanks. Thanks. Bye.